And now, today's adventure of Outer Scope 1, Adding Up the Clues.
It's really puzzling here, but I think Edgar and
Hello.
Cynthia are onto something.
Anyone there?
Come out. Please come out. We think we can talk to you now.
Oh, please.
Phooey. No one's coming.
And the door won't open. I'm sure she would have helped us.
Well, at least we have a clue now.
Yeah, but it's not enough. It's not enough to solve the mystery.
I wonder what the others have found.
Hey, I'm sure there's a clue in this. If only I could figure it out. But all this thinking makes me so sleepy. Maybe if I could just lie down for a while and rest. Maybe I'll have an inspiration.
Now, Mr. Christo, let's take it fast. A nice, fast walk is just the thing.
Oh, Dr. Bell, woe is me. I'm feeling so well, I just might recover.
Oh, now, Mr. Christo, please worry. A nice, fast walk like this should make you worse in no time.
Maybe so. I am feeling a bit sicker.
Wait, what? Isn't that?
It doesn't sound like snoring.
Look.
Now, who isn't that?
Are you asleep?
No, I'm awake.
Then you must be dreaming.
Huh? How could I be?
There. Ever mind. Tell us who you aren't.
But how can I? I can only tell you who I am.
Why, Mr. Christo, I don't understand him. He must be a familiar.
Yes, I think you're wrong. And familiars are often found.
Let's see if we can unhelp him.
How don't you do, familiar?
I don't get it. But I'm fine, I guess. How are you?
I'm getting worse, thank you. Soon I shall be really sick.
Worse? Oh, I'm sorry. I didn't know.
Sorry. Do you want me to be well?
Sure I do.
Dr. Bell, this is an outrage. He wants me to be well.
But why not? I was only trying to be friendly.
Friendly? With us? But we haven't done anything right.
Friends, indeed. I'm going to tell everybody, and they'll come after you. They'll come after you.
Listen, stop! Just a minute!
Oh, hurt. He'll be glad.
Oh, no! What will they do to me? And I was just beginning to figure out a clue.
Hi, Willie.
Oh, am I glad to see you guys.
Hello, everybody.
Just in time. They're coming after me. They'll come after all of us. They don't understand.
But we have a clue.
So do we.
I think I have one, too. I just hope it's not too late.
We've got to put our heads together fast.
Listen to what we found out. Our words and their words are backwards from each other. That's why we couldn't understand them before.
They say lost when we mean found.
Familiars mean strangers.
That's sort of like our clue. Only ours is about how they move. All their gestures are just the opposite of ours. We're all backwards from each other. They wave goodbye to say hello. Instead of shaking hands, they make a fist. And when we make a peace sign to them, they think it means war.
Then my clue makes sense. I found out our feelings were the same. We all meant well, but everything we said and did came out wrong. Now I know why.
Sure, they want to be friends too.
It's just our words and gestures that keep tripping us up.
But now that we know the reason, we should be able to talk to them. If we could try to understand them, we could become friends with them. And if we can talk together, we can solve the mystery of this room.
And find our way back to Outerscope.
Okay, everybody, keep your heads. Here they come.
You'll be glad. You'll be glad.
Wait! No!
Miss them!
Oh, please don't!
familiars to hear.
Start! Noise!
That must mean stop, silence.
We are your enemies. We want you to be enemies with us.
See, Willie's telling them that we're friends.
We're found. We are familiars to here. We need your harm.
He remembers what you said. He's telling them that we're lost, we're strangers, and need help.
Are you telling the lie? Are you truly enemies?
That is right. Wrong. That is wrong.
Then we will be your enemies too.
We will all try to harm you.
Hooray!
They want to be our friends.
I knew they were nice people, but we just couldn't understand each other. Yes, but can they show us how to find the door to outer scope? That's what I'd like to know.
To be continued. Next time, The Vanishing Door.
Did you know that long ago and once upon a time?
1941. The Second World War has been raging in Europe for 2 years. Then, on December 7th, Japan forces the United States to enter World War II with an attack on Pearl Harbor. Almost immediately, all Asians of Japanese ancestry are looked upon with suspicion, even Japanese Americans born in this country.
We were called Niseis, which means that our parents' first generation was born in Japan, but Niseis were born here in the United States. And one day, a bunch of soldiers came and told us that we had to leave home, and they came and took us to a big camp with barbed wires around it and towers, machine guns on top of the towers. I went and tried to join the army, but the man there told me that Japanese Americans could not join because we were the enemy. Of course, I was very mad and angry about the whole thing. But around 6 months later, though, the army came and asked us if we wanted to join the army to fight in France. And I realized that here was a chance to prove that I was a real American and not the enemy. So I joined the 442nd Regimental Combat Team. We trained in Mississippi for 1 year, and then we went to Italy to fight, and then later we went to France. When we were in France, our outfit was told to go to rescue. There were around 350 men who were trapped in the woods. These men were called the Lost Battalion. They were only 2 miles away. Every foot of the way was trees, big trees, and you couldn't see daylight. The Germans would shoot shells, but it would hit the trees, and the shell would explode, and all the steel would come down, and that's why many of our men were wounded and killed. We did rescue these 350 Americans. In trying to prove that we were 200% Americans, we suffered, I believe, the most casualties, that means wounded or killed, of any regiment in World War II. The Army says that we've won more decorations, more medals than any regiment in the history of the American Army. I hope that what happened to the Japanese people will never happen again to any Asian or any other people, white or black or Spanish people, that this will never happen again in the United States, where they have to put people into camps.
Why don't you make a new friend, make a new friend today.
This is Tani. Her great-grandparents were born in Japan. This is Julia. Her family came from China a long time ago. Julia and Tani both have ancestors from Asia. Have you ever noticed when people are strangers to you, they tend to look all the same? But it really depends on who's looking. If you haven't met very many children whose parents came from an Asian country, they may look alike to you. But if you have friends who are Japanese American or Chinese American, or if you are Asian American, then you probably can see some differences. Let's see if you can. We'll show 2 kids at a time. The child of Japanese background will always be on the same side of the screen. The child of Chinese background will be on the other. Hard to tell, isn't it? Well, the Japanese children were always on the left, and the Chinese children were on the right. Long ago, all Asians lived in the same part of the world. That's why they share some similarities. But now, after thousands of years, Asians live all over the world, sharing qualities with all other people. Perhaps the reason that people seem to look alike is that we just don't know them. Once you get to know someone, they become special to you. And then you can't mistake them for anyone.
It's time to tell a story. It's storytelling time.
Once upon a time, there was a great ruler named Duke Mu. Duke Mu was an unusual ruler, for others were concerned with battles and power. Duke Mu was more known as an admirer of poets, painters, and particularly as a keen lover of horses. It was said that he had the most beautiful horses in the entire country, perhaps even the world. I am Polo. I am both Duke Mu's beloved friend and chief groom. As a result, many envy me and many are jealous of me, and none more so than Wang Ho, the chief minister. Because we are at peace and never troubled with war, Wang Ho spends most of his time totaling the monthly bills for the food the horses eat. He does not think this work is important, so he grows more jealous of me every day. He whispers throughout the court that my eyesight is failing. Sadly, it is true what he says. I once was a skilled horseman. Now, I am old, and my eyesight is failing. Even Duke Mu has noticed. We often sit together on the Duke's favorite terrace, a place of quiet and calm. We talk, we play chess. It was just such an evening that the story begins. Your eye is on the board, but your heart is elsewhere. What is your thought, old friend?
Dear Polo, Wang Ho thinks it is time you retired.
My beard is whiter than formerly.
You have served me faithfully, and I confess it grieves me to send a man of your years on such weary journeys throughout the provinces. Is there any member of your family whom I might send to look for horses in your place?
The post of chief groom in your court is one of honor.
Well, you have made it so. I do not know where I shall find so good a horseman again. Please advise me.
It is difficult. A good horse can be picked by its general build and appearance. But the mark of a superlative horse, one that raises no dust and leaves no tracks, that mark is fleeting, as elusive as air. Few eyes can remark it.
That I know.
My sons, good and honorable men, but they have not the eye that you require. There is a boy named Han Khan.
I do not know him.
No, he is a son of a poor man. He helps his father hawk fuel and vegetables. And once a week, he brings fuel to the grooms. I have observed him observing horses.
The son of a fuel hawker?
Oh, he is a boy with no breeding or education. But when it comes to matters of horses, I judge him to be my equal. I beg you, send for him.
But the son of a fuel hawker? The post of chief groom has always been chosen from those families who have served in the Duke's court for generations.
You asked me to advise you. I'm thinking only of the honor of the stables.
But the son of a fuel hawker?
You blundered badly in that play. I fear you would have to forfeit a piece. And with the loss of such a valuable piece, I suspect you will certainly lose the game. Good night, old friend. The boy's name is Han Khan. When Wang Ho heard of my advice to the Duke, he was puzzled. Why should I recommend a rough country boy for the job of chief groom? Why not Wang Ho's nephew instead?
As it happens, I have a nephew who, though a young man of most serious talents, does take an interest in horses.
Would this be the young man who sold the fine horse to my cousin?
The same, yes. He sold the horse at a very considerable profit. With the profit, my nephew was able to build for himself a bathing pavilion in which he has both hot and cold running water.
Indeed. It is this clever young man.
Wang Ho saw his chance. If he could convince the Duke to choose his nephew as chief groom, then he, Wang Ho, he would have great power. Wang Ho pointed out how clever his nephew was, and above all, how well he managed money.
Now, my nephew, for all his interest in horses, is a practical man. It is my belief that a great deal of money could be saved in the management of the stables. Polo is a good enough groom, no doubt, but he spends gold outrageously. The bills he submits to the treasurer are a disgrace.
Perhaps Polo is more interested in the well-being of the horses than in gold. There are two kinds of people. Those who ask, what is the value? And those who care nothing for value and ask only, what is the price? I think I know what kind your nephew is. Let us see what sort this boy Han Khan may prove to be. Remember, how much something costs does not always tell us what it is truly worth.
Han Khan was a country boy with country manners. He was awkward and ill at ease when I brought him into the Duke's presence. The boy stared at the floor. At the mention of horses, the boy lifted his head.
I will choose your horses. It seems that Polo has brought not only a raw boy, but a braggart as well. Shall I begin at once?
Be patient, Han Khan. The post of chief groom is not easily deserved. You have seen the horses in the imperial stables, have you not? What do you think of them?
I should be surprised if they are not the finest in the land.
I welcome your good opinion. But of course, a man with half an eye can walk into the imperial stables and know that he is among great horses.
Indeed. In a country stable where the horses are untrained, ungroomed, our young friend may find it very difficult to single out the exceptional horse.
But perhaps on the other hand, a country boy may not be as put off by rough appearances as our elegant chief minister might be. However, you shall have a chance to prove yourself. Choose for me one horse, and we shall speak again.
Surely, you do not imagine that it will be believed in the provinces that this country boy has been sent to choose a horse for the imperial stables.
I have foreseen that problem. You will travel with the boy, and you will explain my commission to the provinces. And you will see that he is accorded full respect and do whatever is needful to assist him.
Me? Assist him? Why cannot Polo travel with the boy?
Polo would be only too glad to go. I'm asking you to go, chiefly in order to spare you a troublesome question.
A question?
Yes. I would imagine that if Polo were to go, upon their return you would ask, but is the horse they have brought the Duke the boy's choice or Polo's choice?
Ah, that is very clever of you.
It is not that I do not trust Polo. It is only that I do not trust you not to ask that question.
And so, Han Khan and Wango set out on their long journey. They traveled through mountains, through valleys, through streams. The story of the superlative horse continues next time.
Hola, I'm saying hello, the way it's said in Mexico, because I've got a Mexican-American treat called baked bananas that can't be beat. Mexican-Americans live all around the United States in both city and town, but mostly in and around the Southwest, where their food is some of the very best. We need 8 bananas. 8 will do. And sugar and lemon juice, too. Remove the skins first. That's easy to do. Then dip the whole banana in lemon juice. Now sprinkle with sugar, but don't you think that we're through. You've got to put the banana back in the skin. That's the truth. Now wrap them in foil. Are you listening to me? Get a grown-up to help you, yes sirree, because we'll be baking, as you'll see. Bake the bananas for 1/2 an hour at 350 degrees. You can take a shower or play with your friend or hit the sack, but in 1/2 an hour or when the skins turn black, take them out and serve them hot. What a tasty treat you've got! See them sizzling? Smell that smell? That's why Mexican-Americans love them so well. Platanos al horno son delicioso. Baked bananas are delicious. So good! So good! I can't stand it!
Settle down. We shouldn't have any trouble with this next batter. It's a girl, and she wears glasses.
I heard what you said, Hardcore. I can't see well without my glasses, but I can see very well with them.
To make the best of our soup.
And now, today's adventure of Outer Scope 1, The Vanishing Door.
Now we have it all worked out. Everything in this place is backwards. And you even have to talk that way, too.
Are you telling the lie? Are you truly enemies?
That is right. Wrong. That is wrong.
Then we will be your enemies, too.
We will all try to harm you.
I knew they were nice people, but we just couldn't understand each other. But can they show us how to find the door to Outer Scope? That's what I'd like to know.
Now we are enemies. Tell us, thank you, where you aren't from.
We aren't from Earth.
Wait, I know of Earth.
Hey, she knows about Earth.
Hooray! And she seems to understand us.
Yes, Earth children, I do understand you. And I know Earth is way, way out there.
Where aren't we now?
This is Baccaland. Baccaland is on the other side of your universe. The opposite side.
The opposite side? No wonder we're backwards from each other.
It explains all kinds of things. See, that dark corridor we traveled through must connect our universe to Baccaland.
But Eleanor, I still don't understand what this room is. I don't either. Let's ask. People of Baccaland, Backalanders, we have a question. Oops, I mean an answer.
That's all right, friend. I know how to speak your language. It will be easier for you if we all speak your way. Backalanders, the Earth language is not hard to speak. Just turn everything around. Let us try to talk their way to our new friends.
Oh, thank you. Well, my question is, what is this room?
This room?
Where we are right now.
Yes. This is our outside.
And all those doors lead to the inside parts of Backaland.
All except one.
The mysterious door.
The one that leads to the dark corridor. And Outer Scope 1. Soon we'll be able to leave.
Backalanders. We are looking for a special door. The door that leads to our universe.
We desperately need to find it.
Why, they are looking for a door to the outside beyond the outside.
A door to their universe.
But I never heard of this door.
There are many doors, but not that door.
There is the door to the train.
The door to the supermarket?
To school.
To the office.
But no door to the outside beyond the outside.
There must be a door.
Backalanders, please, think. We know there's a door. We passed through it. It must be somewhere.
Wait. I remember. He is right. There is a door. I saw it once.
Oh, tell us. Tell us where it is.
I don't know.
I don't know either.
I don't know either.
How come? Well, I saw this door long, long ago. I was outside working in my garden. It began to grow dark, very dark. And that is strange, because it is never dark here. Never.
Yes, go on.
It was so dark I could hardly see. There was a terrible storm, a huge wind. It grew darker and darker. Then all of a sudden, I saw it.
The door?
You saw the door?
Are you sure it was the door?
Yes, it was the door. The wind blew it open. I had never seen it before, but there it was, wide open. And I caught a glimpse, a quick glimpse, of the outside beyond the outside. Then the door slammed. This all happened so long ago that I had forgotten about it.
But where is the door?
When the door slammed, it suddenly became lighter, and the door disappeared. It became invisible. I never saw it again. I searched the wall where I'd seen it, but I could not find it.
Oh, no, it vanished.
We'll never get out.
Wait, don't give up. He gave us a clue. We'll find the door yet.
How can we? It's invisible.
But we can make it visible.
What are we gonna use? Magic?
No, something better. Listen, this is Backaland, right? Where everything's opposite.
So?
That means light and dark are opposite too, right?
Right.
So if we made it dark, we should be able to see the door.
I guess so. But how?
With this.
The flashlight. I remember. You took it with you from Outer Scope. But flashlights make things bright.
Not in Backaland, I bet. Sir, about where was the door?
Somewhere over there.
Okay, here goes.
Oh, I hope it works. You were right. It does make things dark.
There it is, the door.
We found the door.
Hooray!
But how will we open it? We can't open any of the doors here. Oh, no. We'll never get out.
Now, don't cry. Don't cry. I understand your problem, but here in Backaland, we close doors to open them.
You close doors?
Yes, we do. And I shall close this door for you.
Oh, thank you.
Hello.
Hello. You are true enemies.
And now I shall close the door.
Here we go again. This time, I hope we find Earth.
To be continued. Next time, Space Spin.
Whoa, did you know that long ago and once upon a time?
Mr. Henson. Mr. Henson, my mother said you went to the North Pole.
Well, son, that was a long time ago.
So how did you find it?
Well, we used a sextant.
What is a sextant?
Come, I'll show you.
What does the North Pole look like?
Well, actually, it's not a pole at all. It's a spot on the map.
Is this all you need to find the North Pole?
Oh, no, you need the sextant, a ship, lots of food, men planning, lots of sleds, because there's nothing there but snow and ice. It took us 18 years and several tries before we reached the North Pole.
Wow, 18 years, that's a long time.
18 years or 100 years. We were determined to be the first men to walk on top of the world. Commander Robert E. Peary was leader and organizer of the expedition. I worked with the Eskimos and was responsible for everybody's safety. At times, I thought we wouldn't make it. There were days when it was 60 degrees below zero, and we had to worry about freezing. As we traveled towards the North Pole, we had to build camps and store food for our return trip. We had to be very careful traveling on the ice. It could break at any moment, and we'd be swallowed up by freezing cold water. As we neared the North Pole, there were only 6 men left. If it had not been for our Eskimo friends, Perry and I might not have made it.
Wow, you must be famous.
Oh, not exactly. However, you may read more about what we did in this book I wrote. The greatest day of my life was April 6, 1909. That was the first time anyone had ever stood on the North Pole. We built a mound and planted a flag on it. And we got out of there as fast as we could. Perry couldn't walk anymore, so I pushed him about 400 miles by sled. Funny thing, we never saw each other again.
Bum-ba-da-bum-bum-ba.
My name is Julia Scissors.
And my name is Rubberhead.
I can cut a piece of paper.
I can draw on it with lead.
I'm happy when I'm snappy.
I'm fine for any line.
If you learn the way to use it.
You can have a real good time, rub-a-dub-dub.
Snip.
All right, you two. Fall into line. All present and accounted for, Mr. Emeritus. Fine, Ruler. That's fine. Now, I'll just get some materials and we'll be all set. Uh-oh. Sounds like work for us.
Let's split.
Wow! What's that?
Upside down ice cream cone?
Party hat? Hula skirt? That, my friends, is a Kikuyu hut from Kenya. Kikuyu? Who are they? A society of people who live in Kenya, East Africa.
Kenya? Where's that?
Right about here.
It's warm.
The word is moto in Swahili.
Moto. Warm. Moto. Warm.
Lots of swamps. Ouch. And mountains. Umlimas to you.
Umlimas. Mountains. Umlimas. Mountains.
Can you build a hut from Kenya? Kenya? Can you? It really is quite easy when you plan. You take a piece of paper, sort of thick, cut a 3-inch strip, get construction paper, paste them tip to tip. It's really going great. Now we make a shape like half a paper plate. Do a little stapling, cut strips to use as grass, fold into shape. Hey, that really has got class. Of course, rub ahead. In Kenya, the walls are made of mud. Why mud? I mean, why not plaster or logs or why not mud? It lasts 5 to 10 years. Lots of it around. Keeps the heat out.
And the doors have doors.
I forgot all about that, Julia. You take your trusty pencil. Hey, look, Ma. I'm a star. Cut along the line, and there we are. Hats off to you, Mr. Emeritus. Well, folks, it's time to say nakwenda.
Nakwenda?
Swahili, Julia, for goodbye. I am leaving. Nakwenda, Emeritus. Nakwenda, everybody.
Nakwenda. He has left.
It's time to tell a story. It's storytelling time.
Story of the superlative horse continues with Han Khan, the country boy, eager to prove himself by finding an extraordinary horse for Duke Mu's court. And so Han Khan and Wango set out on their long journey, traveling through mountains, through valleys, through streams, stopping at any place where there was rumored to be horses of quality. At first, Han Khan looked mostly at noblemen's horses. He was shown many fine horses. The traders were all eager to please him. To sell a horse to the royal stable was a great honor. Han Khan would study the horses carefully and silently. Then he would beckon to Wang Ho, and the journey would begin again. Miles and miles they traveled each day, and often days went by without finding a single horse. And so the trip continued with Han Khan in the lead, and Wang Ho always behind, always trying to catch up. Never find a horse, Wang Ho mumbled to himself. And I'll be stuck on this pony the rest of my life. Time passed, distance passed, and soon there was snow on the ground. Winter had come. Han Khan, the country boy, didn't seem to mind the weather at all. Wang Ho, who was used to the elegant life of the court, was miserable. By this time, Wang Ho was sure they had seen every nobleman's horse in the entire land, and there were only peasant horses to look at. What hope could there be? And indeed, it seemed there was no hope at all. Wang Ho was at the end of his patience, eating country food in the middle of nowhere. He was sure they were lost and would never find their way home. And then, the final disgrace for our elegant chief minister, sleeping like a horse on a bed of hay. Six months had passed, and Wang Ho had given up. He was certain now that Han Khan would never find the horse he was searching for. Then, unexpectedly, in the middle of the forest, they came across a horse trader, traveling from village to village. Most of the horses in the group were quite ordinary, all except for one. There, finally, there was the extraordinary horse, a pure white stallion that was more magnificent than any they had seen.
It is a good horse. Of course, the neck might be longer and the head might be larger. And I myself prefer that a tail were much shorter.
What value do you place on the horse?
A high price. 1,000 bars of gold.
I'm not surprised. Over there is a horse grazing. I should like to see it. Yes. This is the horse I want.
This one? But surely you can't be serious.
Yes, I am. What do you ask for this horse?
I had not thought what to ask for this horse.
I understand. It is impossible to place a value on such a horse. Would you accept the same as you asked for the white stallion?
Yes, of course.
Prepare the horse for travel. Wait till I tell Duke more of the good news.
Wang Ho could hardly wait to get away. He was afraid Han Kan would change his mind. He was beside himself with joy and glee as he hurried back to court. The story of the superlative horse continues next time.
Hi, this is Woody. Are you ready to roll? We're gonna cook spare ribs with soul. Afro-Americans all over the land can barbecue spare ribs to beat the band. So here we go. We're proud to say with another black gift to the USA. Take 1 tablespoon of vinegar, 1 small can of tomato sauce, 1 tablespoon of mustard, that's right, salt and pepper, out of sight. Have someone older boil the spare ribs about 10 minutes. While you get a bowl and mix the ingredients in it. Are the spare ribs boiled? Now go and get a brush and brush the ribs with the sauce. Don't rush. Be sure they're brushed well, then ask a grown-up to put them in the broiler. Don't you fool around with fire when you're alone. There must be a grown-up, as you know. Broil the ribs 20 minutes, 10 on each side. Cut them up when they're done. View them with pride. Now, sole ribs are so very good, you won't be able to hide them from the neighborhood. Soon every one of them ribs will be gone, and you'll have the whole neighborhood shouting, right on!
What does the word race mean?
It means ready, set, go. It means a horse race. Or a motorcycle race.
Right. Those are all races. But the word race has another meaning, a different meaning.
What does the other kind of race mean then?
Well, first we have to ask, what does it take to be human?
Gotta have 2 eyes.
Right.
Don't forget to smile.
No, can't have horns. What are those? Wings? Can't have wings.
Yeah, cut it out.
That's better.
What about legs? 2 legs, please, on the double.
Need some hair. It's not a gorilla. It's a human person. Put the hair on the head.
Okay. 2 arms, 2 legs, hair on the head. These are some of the things that make us different from the birds and the beasts. That's why humans are put in a single group, the human race. But sometimes it's convenient to divide this very large human race into smaller groups. One group of humans that you know is the family. Sometimes it's also helpful to divide people into neighborhoods, states, and countries. There are many ways to group people. By hair color, by shade of skin color, by size, and so on. The same person can fit in many different groups. Bald, curly, size. In the past, scientists and others have made attempts to group people according to qualities like shade of skin color, kind of hair, shape of noses, etc. This idea of grouping has been called race. But none of these scientists have ever agreed on how many such groups or races there should be. And the more you look at differences in people, the more it seems that every person should be in a separate group. It's often quite useful to group people, even to divide them into races, as long as we remember that no one group is any better than any other. It's a good feeling to be part of a group and part of the human race.
I've got it! Pee-wee, didn't you hear me say I've got it?
I don't know, Lily. It's hard for me to listen while I'm talking.
Delicious